Hey there, and welcome to the very first episode of Flicking with Frank. This is a Cox and Space show where we talk about the animation that we're doing on the Cox and Space, additional styles that we would like to cover, and then talk about generally probably shows and movies and our lives. We are planning to have special guests for this show. As this is the first one, I just want to come on and introduce myself. I am Skip Marazzi, one of the writers, creators, and directors for Cox in Space, and I'm glad to have you here. If this is the only podcast that you've heard, just know that we do have a couple of other ones. We have Composing with Chandler, which is on Friday nights in our Discord at 8:30, which you can catch live, or you can catch us on YouTube. You can also catch our other show, which we have 2 nights a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30, both the Essential Standard Time. We have Drawing with Jack, and we get to see the main artwork get developed for the project that we're working on. It is just the first episode, and it is just the first scene of the first episode. The first episode is called Trouble on Pussy Paradise, and it is about Peter and Richard Cox discovering that Pussy Paradise is missing. And it's got sucked into a gravity well in space, and they have to go find out why and set that right. The first page just has them landing, the first scene has them landing on Pussy Paradise and then making some contacts there as we first meet Luna, and then we see what the trouble is. So I don't want to spoil that for you. It is forthcoming, and we are pretty excited to see it. And we're probably looking at the beginning of 2026 is when we'll get to see the completed animation or completed drawings and then begin full animation with it. If you are interested, you can support us at coxinspace.com. That's coxinspace.com. And just check it out there. You can join our Patreon. You can look at the media that we have that we've put out. You can get yourself connected with our Facebook. And then if you would like to be involved with it, there's all the avenues that you can do it. You can always just catch us live here on in our Discord, or you can catch us on YouTube with the podcast that we put out. Like, comment, share, and let us know what you do and don't like. It is important for getting us in the algorithm, but also I'm interested in what you guys have to say about Cox and Space. Love it, hate it, whatever you want to say is totally fine. Also, we have lots of opinions on these shows, so if you disagree, that's totally fine. Please let us know why you disagree. I enjoy hearing people's opinions about those things. So, uh, welcome. This is Flicking with Frank, and it is our first episode, so we may or may not have Francisco with us, but we'll get some more work done. There's definitely some editing to do. Also, we had a guest lined up, but for some reason they were getting the wrong date and time, so he said that he will be coming on later. I'm just talking to him now, just so you know I haven't left you guys altogether. So I'm really interested and excited for our upcoming guests. I'm actually going to show you guys, and I don't need to share because everyone's watching from home and I'm really the only person here. Um, I want to show you his comedy because I do enjoy this comic quite a bit. Um, he's doing something interesting, and I always appreciate interesting people. Here is the first one that I got to see.
But I got really fucking stoned over the weekend, as I normally do. You know, my name is Shawn Will. It's short for Shawn Will smoke all your fucking weed if you let him. Right? So, but I fell into a Wikipedia hole, and I kind of realized something, is that most things throughout the course of history that were invented for women have a really kind of fucked up bad story, right? Let me explain, all right? The chainsaw was literally invented not to cut down trees like everyone thinks, right? but to slice open a woman's pelvis during childbirth so they can get the baby's head out. What the fuck? Right? So it's like, at least next time you watch a Leatherface movie and he shredded some pussy, at least he's using the weapon for its intended purpose, right?
So fucking
Not only
wrong, dude.
that, but I also learned that the guy who invented the bikini, for one, was a French dude that made cars. Also, he did because of World War II, like post-World War II material rationing. Literally, it was just we didn't have enough fabric for a full piece, right? And he named it the bikini after the site in which we first tested the first public nuclear bomb after World War II. We bombed the Bikini Angola, I think is the name of it. And he named the two-piece after it. So yes, ladies, when you're on the beach and you're feeling confident in that two-piece, you are the bomb. I mean, it's nuts when you really look into this shit, because like, Coco Chanel, the fashion designer, was a Nazi sympathizer. All right? And fucking the guy who designed Barbie made missiles! That's like if you told me the guy from Bowling for Soup was the voice of Chuck E. Cheese. I wouldn't believe you. That can't be real, right? Right? No fucking way. Who writes this shit? That's my guy, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's Shawn Will's that's first Shawn Will set. He does have this one up as well. This is from the end of last year, so not more than 8 months ago. Yeah, so here you go.
My name is John Ruggiero, and we're going to be having a wonderful show tonight. What do you say we get started, everybody? Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. We're going to be bringing up your next comic, a local favorite, who has done a wonderful job recording some of these past shows, and in the future, we might be getting some videos out on the internet. Check that out in the future, but for right now, please put your hands together for Shawn
Will! So, full disclosure, I'm schizophrenic, so everything about what's happening right now pisses me off. Like, I understand it's close to Halloween, right? I get that. But, like, how many of you people are fucking real? Some people are sharks, some people are, like, Seuss characters. Like, all right, I need some help here. Help me validate who's real in the room, okay? All right? So, I have a simple test to do that. Help with my schizophrenia, right? On the count of 3, I want everyone to shout their favorite war crime. 1, 2, 3. All right, arson. Nothing. Not torture. Cool. A few of you in the room are real. That's unsettling that only a few of you are real. Yeah, I know arson.
That bit to me is super bold.
So here's the thing, though, guys. Why the fuck do you have a favorite war crime? Arson. Burning people's houses down. Why? Why is that your favorite? All right, God. I'm the one who's crazy. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, my biggest problem with Halloween is how pissed off a lot of Christians get about it. I'll be full honest. If you are a Christian and you are in this room and you are loving and accepting and you like to invite other cultures into your life as well, good. You're doing it right. You're loving thy neighbor like Jesus does. Problem is that a lot of people don't understand that, they say that Halloween's a pagan holiday and they don't want to celebrate it because it's satanic. I'm like, where the fuck do you think we got Easter from? One time I asked my overly religious aunt on Easter Sunday, like, hey, Aunt Star, what does colored eggs and a rabbit have to do with the resurrection of Jesus Christ? And she threw the book at me. What? Was that the fucking Bible? Jesus Christ, Aunt Star. Oh, yeah, what's more sacrilegious? What I just said or what you just fucking did? Yes, I will wash my mouth out with soap after this. Thank you. But guys, I don't have the best luck with partners and dating, and that much should be obvious, just looking at me. Hi. But, like, let me just spell it out for you. My last 3 partners in a row were a drug addict, a drug dealer, and a cult member. And after that last one, I said enough is enough, and I deleted my Christian Mingle account.
That's a good bit.
So, guys, sometimes I have thoughts of suicide. Right now, y'all got fucking quiet. We're fine, all right? I'm not. It's a costume party. I'm not even fucking dressed as the Joker. You're safe, all right? We're good. But I do have some suicidal thoughts sometimes, right? And my mom used to teach us growing up that, suicide wasn't the answer because it's the coward's way out. And it's disrespectful to God, and you're throwing away his gift of life, right? It's the coward's way out. You guys want to know why I haven't killed myself? I'm fucking scared too! All right, there's 1,000 ways to do it. Not one of them are fun, right? What am I supposed to do? Put a gun in my mouth and find out what lead tastes like? You want to know what lead tastes like? Not good. That shit will kill you. All right? What am I supposed to do? Hop off of a tall building and go, ah! Halfway down and go, oh, wow, shit, I got a lot of time to kill. How many Pokemon can I catch before I land? What am I supposed to do? Like, fucking eat a bowl of pills and go, num, 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 boy dinner, num, num, num. Guys, it's just better to stay alive no matter what. Have a happy Halloween. That's my time.
Landing that. So yeah, that's going to be our guest tonight, Shawn Will. He said that he just confirmed that he is definitely on his way, and there's a mix-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get started so you guys can see my process. I did record some video of this earlier, so we may have tied that in at the beginning of this episode, or maybe we'll do it like a speed draw or something. Not sure, but glad to see it. Since you guys are seeing my screen, if you guys know Haley Elizabeth on YouTube, she goes by, you can look her up, Haley Elizabeth True Crime. She has like 1 million followers. I would love to get her involved with this project. So if anyone knows who that is, what's up, buddy?
What's going
Logan
on, my man?
Gifford, how are you? Welcome to Flicking with Frank.
What are we flicking? I'm excited to flick whatever we're flicking.
So flicking is like kind of a play off the, the old-timey word for like films, like
Uh-huh.
flicks or, the flickies. Um, but also I was gonna try to vote to change it to maybe flipping with Frank, because I think that sounds cool. And animation is more about flipping pages than it is about the flickering motion of the film. But it's Flicking with Frank is what it is right now. Gives us an opportunity to talk about movies and shows. So we are on the podcast right now. So Logan Gifford, glad to join you guys. This is co-producer for Cox in Space and a talented voice actor. You guys will not know about it if you hear this podcast first, but just look for episode 2 that's coming out because we're going to be doing it on Monday, which is in a few days. We're all very excited about it. So
Yeah, as we speak, we're recording this on the preceding Friday. So hopefully this
yeah.
could hit the airwaves and we can get more people knowing about the read through so they can tune in and kind
I
of see
would
the
I
action that we have
well
going
I would
on
I would love to do that. We're gonna have to
in full
post
swing.
we'll post social media style and make sure we put the word out that people are invited. We do have a Facebook group, so if you guys are trying to like stay in touch, either tune in with us on the Discord or check with the Facebook. But right now we're like a week out on these episodes. So if I put this one out right now, you're like a week ahead. We reference things in these episodes that are like chronological. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in the deep lore, watch from beginning to end if you can. Uh, because we just talk about like so much random shit, but it's like a one long ongoing conversation. So I'm afraid if people like tune in at an episode 100, we're gonna be like, hey, you know how I was talking about, and then someone's been gonna be like, what the fuck? And then there'll be a Reddit they'll have to develop to be like, when they say this, they mean, in episode 35. So,
Right,
um,
like this is like the callback that they're making.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so it's not intentional. It's just like we've been hanging out. We're at that time we'll have hung out for like a year straight, a couple nights a
Right.
week. Which let me just give a shout out because this episode is going to be bent towards this. Is that it's been really great for my mental health, just getting together with you guys every, like for me it's 5 days a week, but like even just like Jack and like you and Aaron for when we were just doing drawing with Jack, it was really good for my mental health just to be like, okay, cool. We got a project we're working on. I'm gonna have fun with the guys that I'm hanging out with. We'll have the ability to be creative and work off of each other. And that's been like just for like last year for me was bad because I was mostly alone. And the only bright
Right.
thing out of the time was I got to hang out with Aaron Cosby one night a week. And now it's expanded to that we hang out like 5 nights a week. And then, everything is involved with that too. So like it's just, yeah, for me personally, uh, it's good. So I'm thankful and thank you, Logan, for being a part of that with us. Uh,
Man, no problem.
I mean, for that
I
from
enjoy being a part of it when I can be a part of it,
yeah, from
for
like my
sure.
personal experience, like I'm just like, it's a joy to hang out with you, man. So
Well, thank you, dude.
yeah.
I can say likewise about yourself. You know, I guess since we're tooting each other's horns, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Skip and Marazi might be one of the most creative people I think I've ever met.
Geez, no, we're
This
not
man
really
always
shooting each other's swords.
this man
That's
always has
being
gears
genuine.
spinning in his head, and it's always wonderful to analyze the machinations of his mind. It's truly it can be eye opening.
Okay. Now, you know what? You're the last person who'll get to have that experience because everyone will come to like know me after this, will come expecting that. And then they'll meet this like
Right.
person who's like very ordinary and like, just like is more unevenly tempered than wants to be. So, guys, just be fair. If you do meet me and I don't know you, I might not like you because I don't like people. I mean, I do. Like, I love humanity as a whole,
I don't
but
treat
like, I don't like being in unusual situations. And that's where I think like it's like some of this Asperger's possibly, or like, like the first time I meet somebody, like if I don't meet you as like a customer or in like a relationship that I understand, I don't know what to do. So like my response is generally like, nah, you need to get the fuck away from me and then introduce yourself and come slowly. Kind of like a dog. Like just know that like if you
right.
approach me from the blue, I'm gonna behave kind of like a dog to you because you didn't let me sniff your hand first. So like, you can probably like Logan and I met in like unusual circumstances, which we shared on earlier
I
podcasts.
was gonna say
Yeah, so
I was
like,
gonna say, Skip, for the first few days, I don't think you like me very much.
well,
I
like,
would seek you out and try to chill by you and talk to you and just be like, dude, fuck off.
yeah, well, there was, yeah, like everything was too bright, and like there were just too many people moving around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's like those are like high stressors for me, and there's no reason for it. It's just like there's too much information to take in at once, and so like because blessing or curse, like I see every and hear everything. Not that I can like be aware of all of it, but my brain doesn't shut it out. So like,
Right.
how busy the mission was, man. Like there was always people moving. And
Always.
so yeah, like
Consistent.
yeah, doing that for a month, like just like totally broke my brain. I was like, okay, cool. Whatever needs to happen to make this like be cool, we're good. Right? Like just give me like a routine. So like that, and so like I was just given routines and then I was fine. That's what I did 6 years there.
Yeah. That was kind of what it was for me too, is I kind of started to, fall into the routine.
Yeah, it's really easy if you
But
just let go.
One of the funny things I will say is that, excuse me, while we were at the mission was one of the first times I had exposed myself to cable television in years prior or years since.
Wow.
So I've catered a lot of my life to be ad free. I have a Spotify subscription. I
Right.
don't play, mobile games or games that have ads in them.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just nicer when you don't have to be sold to 100% of the time.
right, and it makes me feel more safe consuming content, not having certain things pushed down my throat. I mean, like it's getting terrible.
Yeah, so they say in Japan that the average person will see 3,000 ads in a day.
Jeez.
In high, obviously, big cities. And so that's why Japanese ads have gotten so weird, is because they have to like they're trying to like break through 3,000 other people's ads to be the one that
Right.
people remember. Um, so it's like, yeah, and I can see that. Like they definitely didn't have any controls on it, and I think America definitely wants to do that same thing. I mean, you look at Times Square, for instance, right? It used to be that you could see all the buildings, and now it's definitely all advertising space.
Yeah, and it's getting to be like it's almost getting to a point where you're just like, man, I just want this to stop.
Yeah, it's too weird and dystopian. I'm like, this is like not reality. This is a cyberpunk future. Like, why are we here? Clown reality,
Right.
motherfuckers. Like we got to claw it back out of the clown reality, man. I cannot handle it.
Dude, really we do. We need to find a way out of here.
So, between you and me and the people of this podcast, which I'm gonna shout out that I'm gonna talk about my cat. You can, if you like cats, you can support my cat, and or if you like dogs, you can support Logan's dogs by going to
Uh
patreon.com /wigwags, and just
yeah, there
support
is a
the pets.
special tier, I
Yeah,
believe, that Skippa has created that's specifically for, if you just want to give a small donation
to help out our
to
pets.
help the pets of the producers and actors of the Wigwags group.
Right,
Um
exactly. Because
there's a
we
special tier
do.
for that, I
We
believe.
fucking love pets. Um,
Oh, absolutely. We are a pet
but
loving podcast.
y-
I feel like that's part of the reason the production company is named Wigwag, is because
uh, it
we
definitely, yeah, it reflects my love for dogs. I always love dogs because they're really easy to read. Um, and the other thing that I see often is people's hairlines are also easy to read. Like the
yeah.
emotions like play through their hairlines more than they will let it play on their faces sometimes, which is interesting. But yeah, anyway, um, that was to say that something about my cat. The thing you were talking about right before. Oh, yeah. So, did you know what my cat's name is?
So I know you have Orange Boy, you have Cutie Pie, and yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there's a third one.
It is just the two of them. Yeah, you're right. Those are their Instagram names, but their secret like house names. My girl.
Okay.
It was a joke that a reference that I was like knew that you know, but that like wasn't gonna throw out to everyone else because I knew that it wouldn't make any difference to them. And but her full name is Matthew James, or my fallen
Oh man,
boy. Yeah, but then also like the tribute to like my fallen boy. You know what I mean?
it's not that I wouldn't say fallen, but
No, no,
he's
no, no. I mean like
he's a person, right?
because the guy we knew is dead, but
Yeah,
also
I guess.
there is a new life, right? Uh, so and that's why like yeah, uh, because I haven't met them yet. I'm excited to. I think they live in Baton Rouge.
She does.
Sweet.
She'll call me up every now and again, or like message me on Facebook and be like, "Hey, like I was thinking about you."
Yeah, one of these days then.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I just drove through Baton Rouge coming back from Arizona. Like it's not, I mean, it's a little far, but it's not that far.
No, Baton Rouge is not far from me at all. I think
And
it's
definitely not far for you. Yeah,
you're about a half an hour from me, and I'm about a half an hour from Baton Rouge proper.
it's nothing. I drive to
Um,
Slidell every day. Like, yeah, it's that's no distance to drive at all. Um,
yeah, so it's about an hour, I guess, from you. Hammond is right in the middle of everything. You're an hour from Slidell. You're an hour from Baton Rouge.
yeah,
You're an hour from the city.
yeah. It's
Excuse me,
yeah.
guys.
It seems to be a good place to be at. It's very central. Um, so, but yeah, that's fun because I would like to.
But then what was the fella's name then?
What's that? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad even for calling out her real name on air because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, did you know?" And then everybody's gonna know like her government name, and I'm like, ugh. I just
Yeah,
I just doxed my cat, you know, and so I feel a little bit bad about that as well. So,
yeah, I feel you.
but he has a great name. I'll tell you sometime when we get together. How's that? Sorry, audience. I uh I I shouldn't have I should have thought before speaking and not dox my cat because this is giving me some weird like kind of anxiety over it. So this is what the plan was for us to do. I'm not sure where Frank is. It's been a while. Whoops. Sorry. Since we talked about it. I talked to him about it recently, but he also has kids and a whole other life, and this is just like an abstraction. So he might not be here tonight, but the plan is to get together. And what we're doing is deleting these beaks. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I didn't know Sean, he has some animation skills too, from what I understand. So I think he probably has some photoshopping. He's got a photoshopping ability because this is just like a regular thing that regular people can do because this is not a hard skill at all. Um, so I was gonna see if he wanted to do it because I'm on frame 135, and to get this sequence, we have to go to things like 317. You're watching the screen. Is it popping up for you that you can see the different? Yeah, I think somewhere right in here. Okay, a little bit late. There it is. So the last frame is 301. So there's like 100 and something frames to get through, which is doable. They just take about 20 minutes a piece to get that beak out the way. Um, so anyway, that was the plan is that he was gonna animate the the tail of the ship and he has to get these removed and he was going to help get some of these beaks removed so that we can put the new beaks on it, ones that are like actually saying the
We are
words. Yeah, I also want to talk to him
we are
about,
doing beak removal.
yeah, beak removal. It's not it's not fascinating work, but it's you can do it because it's only one frame for every 30 seconds. I'm sorry, 30 seconds for 30 frames for every second. So it's 1/30th of what you see. So it has to be right to a certain extent so it doesn't stand out, but then at the same time, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
So, there's that. He probably has a better way to like do animation because the way that we should be doing animation is Jack should draw like a figure and they should turn that into a puppet and he should draw sets and they should turn that into 3D sets. That's how this process should actually be done. Um, and I'm sure Francisco knows that, and I want to talk to him more.
Now, how differently are we currently making the process?
So you have to have what Jack is doing right now. to
Right.
get there, right? Because you say these are all the camera angles that we want to do, and so you build your sets so you can create that, right? And then you make sure that your characters have, the full frontal view, the quarter view, the behind view, which with AI we can generate pretty easily from a single frame. But
Right.
which is cool. And I'm going to try to lean into using those tools so that we can have modeling happen without the need for modeling, hopefully.
Right.
Just as
Just to
like an
get
in between step, take out an in between step that they don't have to do by hand. Um,
right. Yeah. Like that's what I was saying. Like just to get something out there. You know.
well, and then he can take that model and have it move and talk like we want it to. And so he's actually
Right.
doing the work of animation versus what we're doing is more like stop motion right now.
Okay.
And the tweens are like generated from artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is me addressing it directly on the show, just for the record. It's happening on the Flicking with Frank, because if you've seen the all the individual frames that we have, those are generated from images that Jack created, and then I use an AI, which I think is a good tool, one of the better tools that exists right now, to create individual frames so that our Richard and Peter could talk. We didn't have an animator aboard at that time, and so it was them watching this animation, or that, it's not exactly an animation, but it kind of makes the storyboards move. You guys can comment below what it's called because I'm sure a lot of you know actually what that's called. Um, but I'm forgetting right now. What's up, buddy? That's me. That's me reconnecting. Okay.
Oh. I was
So
expecting somebody else to pipe up, but then you're like, nope, it's me.
So
I was like,
no,
oh,
it makes the same sound if I connect and disconnect, or if somebody chimes in. So I've gotten caught by that before. But yeah, so that's to address that, and we're using that, and then we're cleaning up the output that the image created because it's not perfect. It's just it was good enough to get things moving. So
right.
and I mean, I'm glad we have Francisco aboard now. It'd be nice to have me and somebody else working with him to do some of the grunt work because sometimes animation does just take grunt work to do it. But then we could do things like, because what he does, because he was showing me from the story that he wants to do, is he was building sets that he could put characters into. And it just makes
Mm.
sense. Like if we built a set of Cox and Space that's all drawn by Jack, which Jack loves to do scenery and he loves to do characters, then we could have Francisco animate those things. Because it really is, and this is not to like deplete the value of animators, but it really is just building a puppet around like a three-dimensional drawing. So which is the thing that Jack can produce. We'd have to switch gears, and I'm not sure how much I want to do that. I think it's be something that we should do next, as opposed to change how we're doing it now mid-run.
Yeah. Like
Because
that would be a future thing.
really the point of this is to get storyboards out, and then my goal was to just animate those storyboards. That's it. That's the pitch package. So I'm not losing sight of that goal, but then also I
Mm.
know that I want people to know that we know that we can also put it together. So if you come back and to investigate us, if you're looking into how capable we are of doing this project, you can see that our boys can do the work. So anyway, I have talked a great
Definitely.
deal. Yeah. That was just like kind of like Cox talk, as I like to call them in the notes. Kind of gives you an update on where the project's at, what we're doing with the characters, just stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I mean, and plus, dude, who doesn't like talking about their Peter every now and again?
I mean, we have a fantastic pecker as well. So, and both, yeah, our Peter and our Dick are in great shape.
Definitely excited.
There's one episode, and it hasn't happened
I
yet.
couldn't hold it together.
I know. Where Richard is supposed to flip out about being called Dick, but thought we were just going to happen in episode 2, but I think it's something that's going to be simmering in the background of the season. So I'm excited to find that episode where he can't stand being called Dick anymore because Peter's going to be like, "Oh, I didn't know you didn't like to be called Dick. I'll never call you again, Dick." Richard.
Yeah, I'll never call you that again, Dick. Uh,
Yeah, right. So, the fun bit. I hang on to the project. Like Kaz knew he could rope me back in because he said I could play Peter again, of course, but that was one of the selling points, is that uh, because he's such a fun character for me. Like that dumb hero voice is just, I don't know. There's something bread and
Like
butter
it's
about that for me. Yeah.
like I have a certain picture of like the personality of Richard because that's how you do his voice, or Peter, excuse me.
Right, right, yeah, exactly. Like it invokes something, and that's why I keep doing it because I'm like, so here's my thing. I don't know if I've told you this about what I believe about character acting, or if I have, stop me. But yeah, just let me know because I don't really like repeating myself. But um, I believe that what you're doing is actually channeling close selves from you from a different reality into your body to like inhabit it. And so you're actually like you're allowing somebody to live probably in like a dream state or something in you and do the things that they would do. Because like the feeling that I get, this is like woo woo like mystic, but the feeling that I get when I do a character and I actually lock onto it is I feel myself like disassociate, and then I feel this other like thing like start to move all my muscles, and then I just watch them do it, right? Like,
Mm.
so yeah, right? I mean, you kind of experience that, right? When you like play the
Yeah,
character, like all of a sudden the way that you talk is the way that you begin to move, and the way that you move is the way that you begin to think. Um,
right.
and
And
so,
it's the more you get
yeah,
into a character, which is like that's another fun thing about voice acting with you guys is because I'm having very close contact with how the character is written.
yeah,
So as soon as you guys tell me like, yeah, we would want you to try this guy, the first thing I do is I go and I try to read the script and be like, okay, you know, what kind of emotions do I need to feel in what moments? Where am I? What mental state do I need to be in, when
homie,
I'm recording
homie,
some of this stuff because I
that's
want it to
just
sound
so
genuine,
right,
because like
yeah.
I said, a lot of it, my credibility just because, being listed as a voice actor, a lot of my credibility relies on how well I can portray a character vocally. That's,
Yeah, but
literally
you
what
know
it
what's
is.
funny about acting is that acting is all bullshit. Like
It's
like that it's the art of bullshit. Like that's what it
Yeah,
is,
you're right.
right? So that's what it is. And so like a talented actor is the one who makes you believe the most that they're good at it.
Hmm.
So it's yeah. Anyway, so right, like pretending that you're good at it is part what it's good at. But also, I was gonna say before he said that though, is that the thing that you said, like it's just like you have to think about where you are and what you're doing and what emotions you need to feel is what
Hmm.
people go to school to learn, and that you just like know because it makes sense.
Yeah,
So
like that's how you read a story. That's how you
of
tell a
course,
story. Like
that's how you tell a
yeah.
story. And so like it's so crazy because that's I've studied theater, I've studied improv, and that's what they're teaching you is like, how do you play a
Grandmother.
character? Yeah, is you already know that's what you do. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my mama calling.
I gotcha.
I unfortunately had to ignore the call.
Oh no, you don't have to ignore the
What?
call.
I don't know why she calling me at 8:15
It is
on a
crazy
Friday night.
on a Friday night. What kind of crazy grandma she is. So yeah, R.I.P. my grandma. Uh,
Yeah, for real.
apparently she was really tough to deal with at the
Oh,
end because she had dementia. Uh,
oh yeah, that's a shitty way to go, dude.
but my final memory of her is definitely um, her being like the sweetest person I'd ever met. Um, so it,
That's awesome.
sometimes it's just all about perception,
Hmm.
because like some people I'm sure think I'm like a superhero when they meet me on those days. But then some people like there's just a thing going on, with them or with me on that day, and we're not getting along at all. Neither one's to blame generally. But just on that day, we're not getting along. So I don't know. What is up? Shawn Will, how are you?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, How
We got you
was
loud and clear, Mr. Shawn. How you doing?
Welcome to Flicking with Frank. This is Logan Gifford, one of our co-producers, co-writers, and a voice actor, along with us on the show. Uh,
Man of many hats over here.
yeah,
How you doing?
Hello.
and good at all of them.
Are we already recording and everything like
We
that?
are,
Just so I
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
All right,
Yes, sir. You
cool.
popped in
Yeah.
on it. We are live and rolling.
Welcome,
All right,
yeah,
cool.
welcome to Flicking with
Fair
Frank.
warning, y'all. I feel like
Hello.
I could use coffee. I've
What
had a long
is
day
up?
since. For,
All right, Frank. What is up? Sorry. Sean.
Looks like the gang's all here,
Yeah, I don't
everybody.
mean to cut you off, but good timing, buddy. We we're here with Frank, Francisco, who is our animator, along with Shawn Will. Both guests, both our guest and our host, showed up at the same time, more or less, even though it's 45 minutes later than our planned time. Which
Hey, I'm
is
not mad at it.
no, I'm actually we were just having a great conversation and we were doing, Lincoln with Frank. But so I'm so glad you guys are both here. Welcome. This is an
yeah, I
over.
apologize for the late start on my end.
Well, as you see, not all who
Schedules are
wander are
really strong.
lost, because you showed up at exactly the right time, buddy.
Yeah.
But what
Thank
happened?
you. For me, it was one entirely my fault because I was asked by Aaron if the 11th was good for me, and I told him yes, and of course it was good, and then I put it in my phone for next Friday by accident. I like
Uh,
tapped the wrong week,
uh,
you
the
know,
18th.
so like entirely just rewired my brain wrong when I put it in for the wrong week. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I do.
and then when I got hit up, like, oh no, today's the day. Of course, I'm out at dinner with the family, so like, I had to wait to just get home and whatever, and be like, okay, well, shoot, this is what I get for trying to be active and whatever. But hi, yes, I'm Shawn Will.
Glad
That's
to
all.
have you aboard, Mr. Shawn.
Glad to have
Yes.
you.
Uh,
Francisco, is everything okay
just to
with you,
give
bud?
myself a little self intro, because I'm
Yes.
sure you guys have probably already done that on past episodes or whatever before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Shawn Will. I'm a local comedian in the Northwest Ohio area.
Nice.
I'm also an indie animator and artist myself. You can find a lot of my artwork on Tumblr. Yes, I
Okay.
still use Tumblr. I know,
Nice.
how cringe.
Nice.
But you can find it on Tumblr at ask strange weird, and that's because strange weird is the main character name of the main character of the show that I'm working on, which is because I'm working on another show aside from this one that I'm creating called Lich Hunters
Let's enter. I
is the
saw that.
project.
Nice.
Yeah. The overall concept is that I'm making an adult animated action comedy series that essentially is kind of like a satire of professional wrestling and politics and sports in general. Um,
That's a
You
so
fun
about
idea.
my interest with pro wrestling.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. I was like, they are called all kind of the same thing, interestingly enough. So is it parody or non-parody?
Oh, it's entirely parody.
Okay.
The main villain, who right now is casted to be voiced by a good friend of ours and probably of the show as well, Mark Phillip.
Oh, hell yes. Mark
Um,
Phillip is fantastic. You know him
yes,
personally.
Yeah.
he is supposed to. He's right now slotted in to be playing the main villain of the show, named Booker, which
Huh.
is also the title of like a person who runs a wrestling show. The main villain is literally a parody of Vince McMahon,
Ah, hell yeah.
of
Nice.
the real life person of Vince McMahon.
Right. What an asshole.
Yes,
So we're not
entirely.
friends of the show in case you're wondering where we stand on that. Because we recognize that he should have taken care of his wrestlers because they were the ones who are making him all his money. God damn. All right. Yeah,
Right.
Oh yeah,
that's not your fault. I just also hope that you stand on that.
I'm glad we all are in agreement, because if
Well, it's
there is
just
one person in this world I hate more with a burning passion than anything else in my soul, it is that bastard Vince McMahon.
yeah, that
Like,
is fair. Do you?
100%. I can literally point out like stelegic essays and evidence to like go and show that like if you have a problem with where the country is at right now, Vince McMahon probably had a hand in that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. Right, yeah.
It's
Before we
this
get too
great
far into the
book.
show, Sean, do you have any
Yeah.
shows coming up that you want to plug that are coming up in like the end of July or beginning of August?
No,
Okay,
sadly I do not. I
okay,
am currently at a point where local comedy in the area is not currently running because we live in a college town and the
gotcha.
college kids are not in town currently.
The summer slowdown,
Um,
gotcha.
yep, summer slowdown. So like right now I'm kind of mostly just working on background stuff for glitch hunters.
Nice.
There is this great, which you can find at YouTube at Glitch Hunters Official. Just I'll plug that in there. Um, but I'm also working in the background on just YouTube stuff.
Okay,
There's this video that I've been working on for like a month now, because No Kings protests happened here in town, and there was also Thoughts 8, which is like a Midwest emo DIY festival that we do here in BG,
cool. Okay,
and I did a whole day's worth of filming for that, and
awesome.
I've had to restart editing for that video like twice now because my 7-year-old computer has just been having the biggest fight with me about it whenever I've tried to edit it. So that's
Yeah,
long overdue at this point.
that's a lot of
Um,
footage.
yeah, and I'm also currently, as we're speaking, converting a spare bedroom in my apartment into a podcast set
Oh, nice. Okay,
because I just recently announced that I'm starting a podcast show, in person podcast interview show called Shawn Will Be Here, which you can find on my YouTube channel at Shawn Will Comedy. I've already posted the opening theme song, which was performed by a good friend of mine named Brandon G. So if
that
you
is
want to
awesome.
listen to the song and watch the little, because I made it like a little intro video to the
I did.
podcast, like an
I
old
saw it.
style, like,
Yeah, you guys should check
yeah,
it out. It
cool.
is fantastic. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's cool. I know that Logan loves being on podcasts, and if you needed a guest to talk to who is interesting, my man Logan would definitely share some interesting insights with you, and you guys would have a great time. Also, so
Oh God,
I hope you guys get a chance to hang out tonight a little bit.
yeah,
Oh
don't put
yeah.
me out there like that. He makes me out to be a lot better than I am. I think
He's
I'm pretty
Oh,
average guy. I just do
I
stupid
was
things.
just saying early on the podcast, and you can go back and check if you want to, that it's just fun hanging out with him. So, Sean, I hope that you will have fun hanging out with him. I'm going to segue really quick, if I could, to Francisco. How are you, buddy?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Doing
Can
all
you
right?
hear me?
Wait,
Good. Uh,
Yeah.
glad that you could join us as well.
No, no, yeah.
You have met Shawn Will and Francisco Frank, who is the Flicking with Frank. Um,
It's,
what do you want to do tonight, bud?
We're doing some rotoscoping tonight.
Nice. Are you doing that currently?
I'm trying to get my setup going.
Nice. I got you. I
I
got you.
got some technical
nice.
difficulties to one of
What are
them.
we rotoscoping? We rotoscoping
So,
like found footage or just
uh,
No. We're
it is
the effects that our homies here already have. I was like, these are great. These are great, but they'd be great with like the human line.
Sean,
That's all I'm gonna do.
have you
Mostly
seen
just stick it
the
out.
promo video that we did for Cox in Space?
yes.
Okay. Oh, cool. That's awesome. So he's doing the flame that's behind the ship that crosses the front. That's what he's going to rotoscope, is so that those that is coming off of it.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. There is also another moment that we're working on. Let me show you here. This is what I was going to do in the meantime. While Frank was rotoscoping, is I'm doing this, taking these beaks off.
I
Uh,
saw some of that.
these guys, yeah. I just did the mouth with Logan here, and there's 160 of them. Um,
Yo.
yeah, so I've been trying to like knock them out, but obviously, it just takes time.
Oh yeah.
But I was going to try to take advantage of us hanging out to talk about methods that we can do so that we can do animation better. That was one of the
Oh,
things I
now I
wanted to.
can see your screen.
Okay. So I was sharing that there, just for those who haven't seen, or if you haven't seen it in a minute, I've obsessed about this trailer, so I've seen it like a bunch of times, obviously. But here it is in low quality. Uh,
Captain's log, stardate 06969. We left the canine cluster en route for Pussy Paradise.
I've scanned the entire region, Peter. I'm telling you, I can't find Pussy Paradise. The brochure says it should be right here.
Check again, Nick. I want you to take this vacation so we don't break our code. We must spread happiness across the universe, and self-care is important.
so that is page one that has been animatic. There it is. You guys who can comment before I figured it out, in the comments.
So I will say,
Yeah.
I don't think I just saw anything because on my screen, all I see is just
just see
a
Kevin
frozen
Bacon.
screen.
Oh no.
So
Well, okay. Thank you guys for sitting quietly with me while I watch that then.
But I mean, hey, I've seen it before, so as long as it come out on the video for the YouTube, that's fine. As
That
long as YouTube saw it.
that is fair. Um, Sean, I don't know if you're down or if you want to be a part, but we have a lot of these chicken faces to delete the beaks out of. And are you good with Photoshop?
So I use Clip Studio Paint
Okay,
for the
I'm
art that I do for Glitch Hunters.
sorry.
I
I
use a program called Clip Studio Paint, which is like a
okay,
monthly thing,
okay.
which is kind of like I can basically do Photoshop-y stuff.
I was
I
using
also
the
use
generic like
Blender.
Kleenex and Lego. I apologize.
So like, I mean, if you wanted to send me some files, I don't think you can send me like Photoshop files, but if you sent me like the layers separately, you know what I'm saying? Like if we could work something out that way.
Yeah, so
Um,
these are PNGs, and I was thinking, like if you're around a computer and wanted to work on something while we were working on something, we have a bunch of these that we're trying to get, like, again, just get the beak out so that the background looks like it hasn't been messed with. I could
oh, I
share
mean,
it. It's all up on a
I
Google Drive.
literally have I have a Glitch Hunters file open right now in front of me, so
Oh, you're
I've
working on
already
something?
been working on stuff as we were speaking, to be
All right.
honest with you.
Well, you know what? I don't want to take you away from your work. I was just like, this is definitely what this podcast is doing right now. And
No, I 100% I get it. I get it. I just didn't know if you needed me to work on that for the podcast or
oh,
like if I
it
could
didn't.
work on my own work at the same
Yeah, absolutely.
time.
If you want to at some point share what you're working on too, that would be fun to see. I would be down to see if you're like, oh, I got to a cool spot, guys, check this out. Yeah, hell yes.
Yeah,
So
I could
Sean
definitely
Will gets
open
to
up some
do.
stuff that I'd be willing to show.
You want to show it right now?
Not right now. I don't have
Okay,
stuff right now I can
okay.
open to show you.
Okay, cool. When you get
Um,
when and if you get to that spot where you're like, oh, I was just working on this, and you guys should check this out, just pipe up, and wherever the
yeah,
conversation is, yeah, let me
I
see
can
it because
open some files that I'm willing to show, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some stuff that I don't want to show right now
oh
because
yeah, fair, fair.
YouTube can be weird about like for example, what I was just working on is some 3D modeling for a female character, and she
Okay,
doesn't have clothes yet. And there's no
basically
nudity
nudity.
or
Right,
anything on the
right,
model,
right.
but I don't want to like, you know what I'm saying?
Fair. That's
Like,
very observant of you. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh
it's like I don't want to have files on, you know what I'm saying? Especially like God forbid you just cut to me and it's like there's a naked person on my screen. It's
right,
like
yeah.
what is he working on?
And
What
for
type
some
of
reason
cartoon
it's
is
just
this?
twerking and you're like, I don't know how it started twerking like that. That total, it must have been a bug in the
Guys,
system.
I
It's a
swear I didn't
7-year-old computer.
animate
What do you
that. That's
expect?
new.
Yeah. So,
Um,
yeah. So
but I can definitely open some stuff that like actually I can show off here. Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, when and if you're at the stage. And the same thing, Francisco, if when you're like at the point you're like, hey, check this out. If you want to take over the view, or if you want to just do that while you're working too, because it is definitely more interesting than this. I'm gonna keep doing this in the background because there's a lot of them, and we have this time allotted to do that. But so Sean, I'm glad to have you on the show because actually I got to watch your stand up, and as soon as I watched it, I was like, okay, it's this
Oh, I
guy.
appreciate that.
This guy is cool, right? Like I know more about you, right? Because I used to be in the comedy scene. I was studying improv, but a lot of stand-ups there too. And the thing is, when people do comedy, especially when you like study people who do comedy or have seen a lot of them, you just get to know them by their comedy because then you meet them too, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, cool, same personality, you know. So yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah.
yeah, your bits are fun. Um, you
I
hit
appreciate that. It's definitely good whenever somebody says that they've seen my comedy and their impression from it is that I'm cool. You know what I mean?
well, it
'Cause,
is true. Know that I really like weird comedy, so know that you're cool to me who likes weird comedy, but you do have a fan base and we're out here, you know.
oh, hey,
So
hey, cool. Okay, so you think I'm cool because you're weird. That validates it a little bit
I'm just
better.
telling you,
There we
yeah,
go.
you definitely have the weird market covered because you hit the like two of the things you hit on history and like weird historical devices. Actually, so just so you're caught up, the audience who's watching this has watched both the two specials that I've seen on your YouTube channel, or the two clips I've seen of your jokes on the YouTube channel. So they're caught up too, with those, just because I thought they were funny and I wanted to make sure that people who were watching this knew who you were. But
Oh
you
yeah,
for
I mostly just have shorts on there right
yeah,
now. I think I have maybe like one whole bit and then one whole set as like full videos.
yeah.
But other than that, it's mostly just shorts that I have on my YouTube.
Oh, you know what? I
Um,
didn't watch the shorts. I should have watched those. I know that those are like the thing that people are doing now, and I always forget about them because
oh
I don't
God, I
I don't
wish
know.
it wasn't, honestly. Sometimes I really wish that like I could just post everything as a video
You
and not have
see,
to deal with the shorts
and
thing.
that's what people keep saying to me, and I'm like, I don't really want to do it either. I mean, comment below, or if you guys are dealing with that, I don't know, Francisco, do you deal with that on the Very Good podcast? You guys put out shorts?
We've been trying to get shorts to like maybe get some attraction to us, but we
Okay.
kind of don't. I kind of don't give a fuck about shorts, to be
Same. I'm like,
frank.
it's like something like people be the same. Like Logan's like, you should be on TikTok, and I'm like, I don't know. It just seems like one more hassle, you know. And so I don't know if that's, where our market is,
TikTok's
but
the cliff I have yet to jump off of. Everyone keeps telling me I need to make a TikTok. I need to make a TikTok. Oh, it'd be so good because animation does so good on TikTok. And I'm
right.
just like, listen, I don't care how good the algorithm is. I understand that 100% if I joined, it would probably know everything about me in 2 seconds and find the audience that I'm trying to find in 2 seconds.
Okay,
I'm
fair,
not
fair.
doubting that it could do that for
Right.
me. But I also know I would probably learn things about myself I don't want to learn about myself on TikTok. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, the algorithm really thinks I like cosplay videos. I
Right.
don't. Why does it
Right.
keep sending
Why
me
does it keep
these?
saying like too? Yeah, I just turned 40 not too long ago, and I'm started getting all these men's ads, and I'm like, that can't be. I'm not searching for any of that stuff. You're just looking at my birthday. There's no way. Uh,
It's, I swear
but
to
yeah,
God, they have like some type of horoscope chart or something that they use at
it's
TikTok to
probably
make me
very
get 40.
similar. I'll bet you it's like a personality algorithm or something like that. But like whoever it was like reading from the horoscope. So like, what'll work? I don't need to make up a whole
Yeah.
new thing. I can just use the same thing that people have been relying on for a while.
You know this guy who's never watched a single episode of The Amazing Digital Circus? What if we just bombed him nonstop on every single website he ever goes to with photos of that one gesture girl from The Amazing Digital Circus? I wonder if that will annoy him enough to where he'll finally watch the show.
Well, you have to understand that's their top tier animation right now because it's the girl from who did the Has Hotel, and uh, the one that got
Oh,
picked
is
up.
it?
Yeah, yeah. She's pretty well respected. Oh wait, no, hang on. I'm sorry.
I
No,
have Vizzy Pop. right?
I just looked her up recently. Yeah, no, like I was like, okay, because I've been seeing those too, because the algorithm had sensed that I had gotten into animation, so it started giving me the most popular ones, and so like that's obviously making them a lot of money. I think, no joke, they have like 2 million views on some of their videos, not just their fans, but just on their videos. So
Yeah,
that's making some ad
I've
money.
seen Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. I'm a big
Hell of a
fan of
boss.
Izzy Pop.
Thank you. That was the other one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. Those are 100% something I'm a big fan of. I did not realize she had any part to do with Amazing Digital Circus. The only thing I know about that is that it's an Australian cartoon and that like some company called Glitch does it. And the
Oh
only
my
reason I
God.
know that is because I'm making a show called Glitch Hunters and a
Oh,
lot of
gotcha.
people, yeah, a lot of people since I've titled it that are like, "Oh, are you going to like make it for the Glitch YouTube channel?"
And
And
then
I'm like,
you had to find out about it. So thank
"Yeah.
you for correcting me because I was totally wrong on that fact. I mixed those two teams up. Yeah, but she is the one who does those two, and then yeah, the Amazing Circus. And again, what I was saying was true. They're the other popular one, but I confused the two of them. So again, thank you for clearing that
Gotcha."
up. Those are two different studios. So if you heard what I said and was like, oh yeah, that's a fact. It's not. It's definitely not. Will is
Yeah, okay.
correct on this
Wasn't
one.
trying to just call you on your
No, no,
shit.
no, no. I
I
appreciate that.
no
If I am
worries.
wrong and spreading misinformation, definitely need to know it. Or it's kind of a theme on this show. The facts are that I'm kind of a dumbass, and I'll say stuff that I
Yes, this
believe
is
is
in fact a
true.
misinformation podcast.
Yeah. And then we'll find out later that it's not. But I think that's okay because I'm not meaning to spread misinformation. Like it's something that I believe is true. But as soon as we find out something is not true, then we also have to recognize that that's the case. And you did a good job of recognizing that tonight. So, we're allowed to make suppositions, but we're also allowed to be wrong. And it's totally fine. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I would guess that's why they're selling it to you because those are two top sellers for you too. So,
Yeah, it's 100% like I've seen basically every single indie animation pilot on YouTube at this point. I've
nice.
seen, Lackadaisy is another one.
Yeah.
Um,
They're getting held up in
I
production,
know,
unfortunately. Like it's such a pretty project.
yes. It's just I'm at a point now where it's like there are so many animation pilots on YouTube and there's more and more every day it feels like to
Yeah.
where it can be kind of disheartening at this point, you know what I mean?
Oof.
Yeah,
Because
so
you're
I did
like,
see
"Oh
that
god,
too, and I was
when
like,
I go
okay,
flying, are people gonna care?"
to me that was I was like, okay, this is the challenge then. Animation on the internet is a thing that happens. So it's not like there's no market for it because there seems to be a lot of market for it. But also, the challenge is there that if you're going to do it on the internet, right, you have to excel. So we have to do a good job because it's not an easy market, right? Like, uh, who's the one who did the Sasquatch? Logan, one of your favorite guys?
Oh, you're talking about the guy who did the Big Les show, Jared
Yes,
Wright, I
Yeah,
think his name is.
yes,
that
yeah.
guy has
Is now doing Koala
made
Man.
miracles with MS Paint.
Yeah,
Dude,
but then also, I mean, you have to
Jared Wright
recognize,
is 100% a hero of mine, like a personal hero of mine.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
I have shown clips of Sassy the Sasquatch like to my mom because I'm like, there's this there's that one episode where he like is talking to this ethereal version of himself and he's like, "You want to tell me how you and me are the same person?" And then he's like talking to like the higher version of himself and he's like, "Yeah, you're like a little hair fiber I ripped off my body and dropped into these big giant multiverses so I can like check things out and whatever." I literally showed that to my mom because I'm like, if there's a God, that's what God is.
I mean, fair. That's a good argument for what God is, right? Drop little pieces
Yeah.
of myself into the experiment to like experience the experiment.
Yeah, dude, just everything. Cause like that show starts off as just like I can't. It is hard for me to recommend the Big Les show to anyone because as soon as I put on the first episode, because you know what I'm talking about, because it was made in MS Paint. The first episode, quality-wise, looks like dog shit. You know, it looks like kid
Copy.
drew it.
It's fucked up, but that part of it I feel like is that's what gives it its charm. You know, is the fact that it's like it's like 2 frames a second sometimes is like the max frame rate.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then you watch and you get invested in the show, and over the course of like the 4 seasons of the Big Les show, the
It gets
animation goes from
profound.
like, oh yeah, I could have drawn this on my laptop, to holy fuck, how many hours did you spend drawing that one frame?
Right. That's doing like I think one of my favorite bits from the Big Les show is it, and it kind of calls back to Sassy the Sasquatch being like this big ethereal creature. Is that Big Les I think like gets knocked out or he's like hallucinating or something like that, and him and Sassy are sitting on a hill, and Big Les is like, "Where are we?" And fucking Sassy's like, "We're at the edge of the universe, mate."
Yep.
And then they're just staring at like a blank MS Paint canvas.
Ah, jeez.
It's such a good bit, but that's also the point where like he starts talking to Les about like you gotta know you gotta know who you are as a man. You gotta know what you
He's just
stand for.
he's just playing the guitar, and he's just like, if you oh god, what the fuck was it? He was so fucking. I know exactly the moment you're talking about too.
Dude, and he said some really profound shit.
Yeah. And then he comes out of his drug trip, because it was right after he just smoked a fatty.
That was what it was.
Like he smoked a fatty, saw that the world was made in MS Paint, and then came back and started telling everyone, it's like, oh yeah, we're a cartoon we're made in paint and shit. And everyone else just looks at him like, oh, you didn't know that, mate?
He's the only one.
You just not figuring that out?
That's a good
It's
bit.
like,
That's a good bit.
it's such a fucking, oh god, the Tripper Snipper, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because the guy does, like I said, like the stories he writes and the worlds he builds and the lore he's written behind all these characters is as funny as it is intriguing to me. I hadn't gone back and watched it in years. I don't know if he's got anything new out.
There's
But
a whole bunch. Like he stayed with it, very prolific. I was only looking into it recently. I didn't get deep into it only because I recognized it was so big that I just did not have the time to invest.
it's a huge.
It's a huge universe. Yeah, he
Stay
built.
committed to that fan
Yeah.
base.
Well,
He's still making
BRB.
stuff.
Okay.
One of the reasons I say it's just as funny as it is intriguing is because there's a bit where Big Les is talking to a guy named Mike Knowles. They call him Knowlesy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting there, I think they're like outside of a convenience store or something. And he's watching Knowlesy smoke a cigarette. And Knowlesy takes a drag of his cigarette. And then he doesn't exhale. And Big Les notices and he goes, "Mate, you didn't exhale." And he's like, "Yeah, what of it?" And he's like, "Dude, you gotta exhale the cigarette, mate. That's how you smoke them." And then Nosey just hits him with like "You mean to tell me you walk into this store right here, buy a Coke, take a sip of it, and then spit it out on the ground?" And then Big Les like can't argue. Like Big Les just like looks at him and then just goes, "Huh?" Like.
No, I think he says something along the lines of like, "You're gonna fucking die. You're gonna get fucking slapped in the face by the long dick of cancer, by lung cancer.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking die."
You're gonna fucking
Yeah,
die.
like and then like his response is just so nonchalant. He's like, "Dude, would you buy it? Would you buy a Coke, take a sip of it, and then spit it out?" And then like
It's
I said,
such a
Big Les just
weird
goes,
argument.
"Oh, Mike goes, I didn't think so."
Dude, fucking Mike Knowles. Like the thing with the Big Les show is that he made Jared Wright made spin-off series of the Big Les show.
He did.
So Mike Nolan has his own small little series
That's what it
on
was.
that
Mike
same
Nolan.
YouTube
I was calling him Mike Knowles, but yeah, it was Mike Nolan,
yeah.
but they do call him Knowlesy.
What?
Yeah, he Knowlesy.
Oh, so
But,
the guy who was doing the voice for that character has his own spin-off show, is what you're
Well,
saying.
I think it's all Jared. I think it's all the same guy and his
Oh.
buddies doing the voices.
Dude, what a talented group of guys they have
Right.
behind that show. I'd say that's one of the ones that I enjoyed. Something that my buddy turned me on to, and I had mentioned it in one of our previous bits.
Keep shouting it out, man. If you love it.
There's this YouTube show that just came out a month or so ago. It's a live action, kind of like a sketch comedy. And dude, honestly, it reminds me, like, if we did do a live action Brooks and we had the budget to do it, it would be this type of thing.
Damn.
For me, because it would be more of a comedy, and I understand that's not how the series is supposed to read.
No, it is. It is supposed to be a comedy. It's bizarre comedy, but we could do more with more minutes. Bizarre comedy is super tough in the format we're using. Anyway, just a backdrop. Logan and I have done a live action detective show for the internet called Detective Brooks, and you can find it on Wigwags, the YouTube. That's what he's referencing right now. But yeah, no, okay. So, but the format of the show, what's it called first off?
So it's called Mount Mystic. And
Mount Mystic, and it has a Parks and Rec feeling to it for sure.
Definitely. So what it is it follows these park rangers who their park is doing bad. Like their funding's getting cut. Their boss is moving to a different place or is trying to, and like it just follows them. Because there's a couple of fuck ups who are like riding around on a golf cart, smoking cigarettes and like drinking a beer during the day, just like, dude, couldn't ask for a better fucking job than this. Meanwhile, there's a couple of rangers who take it really seriously and try to like catch a couple of dudes fishing. They handcuff a guy and then he falls off the dock into the water.
Jesus. So you have been watching it, okay?
Oh yeah, it's super silly, but it's essentially just a 20-minute string of like all the bits I think they've recorded over the last like year.
Okay,
but,
makes sense.
It actually makes a pretty cohesive episode.
Yeah.
So it's honestly it's pretty funny, and I'd recommend it if you have a spare 20 minutes and access to a computer with the internet and YouTube. Which I guess if you do, or if you did not, you wouldn't be hearing the sultry sound of my silly ass accent.
Right. Yeah. So since you're hearing that accent, you must be able to watch this show. Is the logical conclusion that we're arriving to today. And
Correct.
Those are the facts. That's ultimately what I want to do with Brooks as well, not to reference just a completely different show on this show, but yeah, because ultimately it should be about 20 minutes of the whole thing, the whole Squirrel Mafia storyline spilling out. So guys, look for that. It's in this Discord under Brooks chat. You can find the links on the Wigwags too if you're watching this. So check that out.
You can also. That's actually one of my only on-camera roles at this time is on Brooks, and we decided to do a running bit, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, I think I kind of shot myself in the foot because now every time we record a live action episode, I have to dress up in a Santa suit in public.
It's a funny
get
bit.
the reactions of like people, children, like
it's a funny bit.
It was fun, it was fun the first like 2 times. But now it's like people just see Santa hanging around Brooks' bike shop and they're like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's become an ordinary bit now, which is unfortunate, but.
Right, yeah. But also, dude, filming in a Santa suit in July is not great.
That was, yeah, and we're probably reaching the end of the show anyway. That we have that story arc finished. I have 2 episodes to edit, and we're gonna park it for the time being. So don't worry, that Santa suit can go to mildew or whatever. And we'll get you a new, fresh one when we make the show for real. So.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like we have lost. Oh no, Frank, you're back. Welcome. Sorry. Snuck back
Trying
in.
out some drivers, but yeah.
Okay. Oh, is your computer still giving you trouble?
I'm still like organizing files here because I'm trying to like get things to where I can show things. You know what I mean?
No pressure, man. I was just throwing that out there, like,
one thing, if I'm gonna show one thing, I might as well show a couple of things. That way I'm not just taking up this for like 2 seconds. I can like show a couple of different things I'm working on.
Fair.
For sure. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer, and I guess perks of being producer. Um,
Well, it's okay, man. You're
I don't
not.
really have any. I don't have anything to work on right now. I'm just here to chill with you fellas.
Yeah, you're
But
not on
The
the
perk of being
animation
the
team. So
producer is you're the guy who pays for everything, right?
yeah, we get to hang out and talk with you. Uh,
I I do have some money invested in the project, yes, but I'm not gonna say that I have the most time or the most money invested into it. But
it is a it is a
Oh God.
15-year-old project, so we don't go back that far.
right. Skip and I met, I think, in what was it, 2019?
It's
January
yeah,
2019, I believe.
2019. So yeah, we don't. But this project was started. We did it as a live show in Chicago. Um, its first iteration as a way to get ourselves out there. We had studied improv for a few years, like 5 or 6, and we had performed
Respect.
together for another like 3 or 4, and we wanted to get a show up, and so it was Cox and Space, and then Cox and Space came back again.
My whole thing with Glitch Hunter is not to
Hmm.
like. This is where it's like, because I haven't been officially casted as anyone in Tots in Space yet, it's hard for
Okay,
me to fully talk about Tots in Space because I'm
sure.
not like, you know what I mean? I'm part of it, but not fully ingratiated in it
Well,
yet. So
we're
forgive
definitely
me
glad
if
to have
I'm
you as a
still like,
guest on
Yeah,
our show.
yeah.
he hasn't been sworn
So
in.
Oh yeah, no,
right, yeah,
that's
I
fair.
haven't been initiated,
Okay, all right, all right.
you know. Um, but I am 100%, you know, in the similar vein, because I do stand-up comedy and everything like that. A lot of the people who I'm casting in Glitch Hunters are people from the local comedy scene.
But
For
nice,
example, like Patrick Pope is playing a character. Jacob Barr, who you might know from
Ooh,
Kill
shouts out.
Tony,
nice. Okay,
has agreed to voice a character. Rachel Lee is voicing the character. You know, Mark Phillip is playing the main villain as well. Buddy of mine named Mark Brown is also going to be in the show as well. Um, so just, sorry, I don't know why I said Brown. Bland, Mark Bland, different B word.
gotcha. Yeah,
Um, you know, so just, I think it's because I had that word next to, I have the list I'm looking at right here, and that word was on my list here. Um, So there's like a few different comedians from the local area. I think John Ruggiero is tentatively going to be casted in the show as well. Like just a few different comics from the area. And I saw it as an excuse to be like, hey, you guys are funny. Uh, can I basically like borrow some of your guys' talent to give my cartoon credibility? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because you can it's one of those funny things where it's like once you start telling people that you're a person with you know, I think the proper term for it is original characters. You know what I'm saying? Once you start
Yeah.
telling people, "Oh, I have OCs and I have a storyline and I have a comic book that I'm writing or this that or whatever." You kind of get this weird sense from people sometimes where it's like, "Oh, are they taking me seriously or not?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it can be
Yeah.
a hard read for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
It
I
becomes
think
this
always
thing
comes
where
down to
it's like oh yeah, everyone has a show. You get that sense from where everyone's like, yeah, you have a show? Sure you do. You know what I mean?
everybody has a
And it's
show.
like, no, I it's like I'm not saying it's like a Hollywood thing. I'm not like saying I have producers calling me up right now.
Right.
But like, God forbid you want to come over for an hour, I can animate you. It's probably gonna take me a year, but yeah, I'll do it. You know what I mean? So, um, but I have a couple of things I could show now at this
Sweet.
point,
All
I
right,
think.
let's take a look.
Let me get back to Discord here and like screen share. How do I do that? It's been a while.
It should be down at the bottom of your screen. You'll see it. It's like it looks like a monitor, but there's an arrow coming out of it.
Yeah, window. We'll do window. No, entire screen. Let's do that. Just
It's
how
also in
do I
the
show
lower
my entire
left-hand
screen?
corner. Oh, it'll say like voice connected and then where you're at. Yeah. There you go.
So I'm sharing now.
Yeah.
Guess we'll start with this since
Okay.
we're already here. This is the main villain Booker's head.
Okay.
This is what he looks like.
Okay.
Actually,
Nice render.
let me just do this. I don't know. I just switched screens. Are you guys still looking at the TV right now, or?
Yes.
Still
Yes.
at the TV.
Okay, so yeah, I should have done entire screen. All right. Hold on. Technical difficulties here. Okay.
I guess while you guys deal with that, I'm gonna have myself a technical splifficulty. I will put myself on mute for the time being, so it's not the cough in you guys' ears.
It looks like the
Dude, you're
screen
having a
shut down.
split without me? Share it
Yeah.
through the screen.
Homie.
Dude, do you want me to, dude? I'll kiss you through the phone. Hang on.
Oh, whoa, bro. Hey. You just met
I
him. At
didn't
least
say that.
find
I
dinner
said
first.
share the weed through the phone. I think there's a main difference there that we want
we're
to
Soldier Boy
clarify.
fans.
Hey,
Wow.
so we're gonna take this as an ad break real quick just to call out, hey, if you want to support Flickin' with Frank, we do like weed. So if you're a weed company that just wants to spread your products, have us talk about them, you definitely reach out, coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com, and get us hooked up with your product. And we'll be happy to consume in the places that we can consume and discuss. So your ad break could be right here if you wanted to. Now back to the show.
This content is 100% only for cannabis patients and adults of legal U.S. states.
Yeah, 100%.
Shout out to that one guy who was on YouTube doing that, but he wasn't like doing anything legit at all. He was like taking hot knives and shit.
So, Will, what do you have to share with us?
He's
In fact, I
Custom
think
Grow
I know who
420.
you're talking about.
Custom Grow 420. That was the guy.
That's the guy.
Yep.
All he did was fucking. Do you watch Internet Comment Etiquette? Is that how you know him? Because that's how I know him.
No, I had buddies when I was in college who were super into that type of content because weed was still illegal here, and it was super fun to smoke weed when it was illegal. So I had a bunch of buddies that were like into that type of content. So like they would come over to my house, smoke my weed, and they'd be like, "Dude, you ever seen this guy?" And fucking put this dude doing hot knives and reviewing waxes in Colorado on my TV. And I'm like, bro, I want to watch this shit. Let's watch Cops or something. Like, put on a fucking baseball, anything but this.
Let's watch Cops.
I would much rather watch a guy do lung busters in his bedroom all day than I would rather watch Cops. That's a hot take. I can't. I'm sorry.
Man,
Cops is an exploitative ass show.
Sure.
That's my opinion.
I mean, that is a good take. Will, do you have art that you want to share with us?
To laugh at the people who are stupid enough to get arrested and like caught. I guess I don't know. It's kind of cathartic. It's not like I'm sitting here every night watching Cops, but if I get the chance and I'm like, oh shit, Cops is on, or like if I, it's not like I go and seek it out. But if I'm just like flipping through the TV and it's there, I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll tune in for 15 minutes and watch somebody get arrested.
But I can't look at it the same way because when I was a child, Cops did a crossover episode with the X-Files. So Mulder and Scully were legit on an episode of Cops while some dude was getting arrested for drug use. And Cops was just like, but watch the X-Files.
What? That's
hilarious.
That's the thing that happened?
The X-Files and Cops did a crossover episode.
I mean, I believe you because, Shawn, you've been correct about so many other things on this conversation, but I'm also fact-checking you because holy crap, what?
That is a real ass thing that
happened.
It
absolutely is. It's called X-Cops, and it's an X-Files episode that is a Cops episode. Wow. Do you have some art you want to show us?
Yeah. Let me
I'm
sorry. Now that I've the stream there.
You're all good. I'm glad we took the ad break.
I'm giving you a fun fact that the Cops, that the show Cops and X-Files did a crossover episode, and we can all sit and eat on that for a second.
Yeah,
that is.
I thought I'd seen all the X-Files episodes, but apparently I'd missed some.
So I actually have a pretty fun wrestling crossover fact. If anybody wants one, like one on top of another.
Pull
We'll
up your.
take that real quick.
Ooh.
So it was June 2000, I think June or July 2002. Toby Keith appeared, I believe it was either on TNA or on WCW, and ended up giving Jeff Jarrett a suplex.
Wow.
I believe that was TNA, but I think you're right.
Yep, that was a thing. Toby Keith fucking went into a professional wrestling ring and gave someone a suplex. And if you would have told me about 2 hours ago that happened, I wouldn't have believed you. But about 2 hours ago, I saw a video of that happening. And I was
Damn.
like, wow. Okay.
Would you believe if I told you that RoboCop once saved Sting?
I know that bit too.
This is a
Like,
fun
They
fact.
were trying to sell it like, oh God, here comes RoboCop.
Yeah. And Chucky once had a promo off with Rich Steiner.
No way.
Yep.
I'd never
There was an
heard
episode
that.
of Monday Night Raw where Rich Steiner is in the ring cutting a promo, and then it cuts the screen, and Chucky's just on screen going, "You know, Rick, you and my son have a lot in common."
Wow.
That's fucking
Wrestling's
awesome.
Wow.
fucking weird, man.
That is weird.
Pro wrestling in the 90s and early 2000s was just such a fucking spectacle. I mean, and honestly, it could go back to the 80s too, because I'm pretty sure like the Shockmaster was like 92. Shockmaster was a funny thing to see.
Yeah. Dude, it goes all the way back to the days of the Rock and Wrestling
Um,
Connection, where Cyndi Lauper helped make the whole cartoon. Like, WrestleMania started as a whole event with Cyndi Lauper and everything. You know, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and, like,
Oh, Mr. T came from the
everything that happened with
WWF? I
Hulk
did not.
Hogan, Mr. T,
That makes
Roddy
sense.
Piper.
Mr. T was in the WWF for a short time in the 80s. Yes, sir.
That, I mean, it absolutely
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
And it's kind of insane when you think about it, because, like, wrestling has been used since then as kind of a front for sorry, I'm supposed to be showing art, and yet here I am talking about the source material of the show.
That's, I mean,
Well, no, but also,
it's
you know, like
cool
we're
if
talking
we,
about.
yeah. I mean, if
That
you
was
want
one
to
of
pull
the
it up, you
reasons I
can talk
wanted
about
to
it
bring
too.
up wrestling is because, you know, I understand that you're passionate about it. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a very young man. And
Put it up,
Yeah.
guys.
I also,
Put up the
I guess
art.
I say that to ask this. Who is your favorite wrestler coming up, man? Who did you like? What era did you grow up in? Were you a Hulkamaniac, bro?
We'll put that art up.
Let me put that art up real
Yeah,
quick.
put the
And we
art
can
up,
talk
and then you
about
can
it
answer
while
as many questions as you want. I was just trying to create something that was visual that we could see on the show.
Yeah. I
We do
can
have some
think of
talking
that
box
while
episodes, which is
I'm putting
fine,
this
but
on. Entire screen.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah, I
realize
don't think
it
I
would.
have anything on my screen that'll dots me, so
What's
we should
up,
be fine.
Francisco? Welcome back.
Welcome back, my boy.
What's up?
Glad to have you back from the dark dimension.
There it goes. All right. Should be showing now.
Right on time to see some artwork.
Ah, yes. Now we have the full screen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh shit!
I don't think
Okay.
I'll have anything in here that will.
Ooh. Wow, this is some of the what you do, Francisco.
Yeah, I like this type of
Y'all
stuff.
can still see everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. This is one of the models I'm working on for the show.
Nice.
This is going to be the UF for Glitch Hunters, by the way, not for Cox in Space, just
Right,
to
obviously.
clarify.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, this is for.
Totally different project.
Because the whole premise of
If you want to say that again for the people in the back, because I didn't want to cut you off, but if you want to say that again for the people in the back.
Glitch Hunters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Glitch Hunters is a series that I am developing. It is my creation of 10 plus years that I've been working on. It is this show that is essentially about the history of professional wrestling and politics and the corruption in politics and wrestling and sports worlds as a general, because there are some references to like the world of F1 and baseball and stuff like that. And essentially,
this is going to be fantastic.
It's becoming more and more relevant as the longer this sets. So
yes, because I don't want to get.
You went
too
through
into
his
the
3D
politics of
model.
these things here, but I will, if you don't mind for a second, just yap on this for a second of
Yeah, do
why
it.
I'm doing this show.
Yeah, do it.
No, absolutely.
There's this,
I'd love to hear it.
there's this great book by this Arthur, I think it's Abraham Josephine Reisman, called Vince McMahon and the Unmaking of America. It is essentially his life story written by a I think it's a Wall Street Journal. I think I'm saying that correctly, journalist.
Okay.
But if I'm wrong on that, forgive me.
That's all right.
But essentially, this is not just something I ever had to read in a book, but growing up as a professional wrestling fan, being an autistic child and everything, you were told at one point in your life as a kid, wrestling's not real, right? And you have to essentially, after you're told that, be like, oh, okay, this undead wizard guy, he's pretending, all these good guys and bad guys, they're pretending, right? But then you actually start looking into, say, the history behind the scenes of wrestling, especially things like the fact that in the 90s, the United States government sued Vince McMahon for allegedly selling steroids to his own professional wrestlers.
Allegedly.
You look into the
Allegedly.
fact that
In
Vince
Minecraft.
McMahon has been alleged to be a serial rapist.
Yeah, allegedly.
Heard about
Although
that.
there's a lot of evidence, but allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah.
This is all alleged. In fact, in this last year, there was a lawsuit that stated allegedly that Vince McMahon and some of his executives allegedly, trying to be legally safe here.
Yeah, we're not mentioning anything that someone hasn't said. We're quoting the source that he has found. Sorry.
These allegations are public record.
Yeah.
The allegations are public record, yes. So this is a lawsuit that you could go Google and look up, and it's the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Right.
You can Google it yourself, look it up. But it is alleged so much to the point that this man sex trafficked women to wrestlers and would lock women into the executive towers of the wrestling company of the WWE, Titan Towers, and allegedly would even defecate on their head.
Yeah.
Which means he took a shit on them, literally.
I heard that was one chick.
Well, also, and mid-sex act, she wasn't allowed to leave, and then he came back again after showering himself. Again, allegedly, but it's a very detailed account.
Yeah,
all detailed
really
alleged, right?
Yeah.
And there's Rita Chatterton, who is another name you can Google. Rita Chatterton was the first female referee in the WWE, and she accused Vince McMahon of sexual harassment and rape allegations in the 90s. So this is a thing that this man has had a history of doing. One of my favorite female wrestlers growing up was a woman by the name of Ashley Marsarato. I might be saying that last name wrong entirely. But Massaro, everyone on TV just called her Ashley by her first name, and she was like a Diva Search contestant and everything. She was even a Playboy cover star at one point because, I don't know if you know this, women in the wrestling business weren't really allowed to compete legitimately as athletes until about 2015.
Yeah, no, for real. And you can you can go back and see a lot of that in the Attitude Era, because a lot of the matches that ladies wrestled back in the day, because they still weren't viewed as legitimate wrestlers. But even though, and they had the balls to put Mae Young and oh god, she had a cohort with her, and God forgive me for not remembering her name. Oh, Fabulous Moolah.
Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah. And we don't even need to get into this, but the Fabulous Moolah has her own allegations against her, too.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes.
Is Moolah a bad person? What did she do?
There's allegations that when Fabulous Moolah, and this is, again, allegations, there's an episode of Vice TV's Dark Side of the Ring about it. But there's allegations that the Fabulous Moolah, when she was a wrestling trainer... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, side note, I'm a huge Jim Cornette fan. I love Jim Cornette. Love his work.
I like Jim Cornette. I'll listen to the Jim Cornette Experience every now and then, but I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of opinions on his wrestling that I feel like when he starts talking about women's wrestling, he can get a little bit old hatty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's out of touch with some of it.
So, but like when it comes to when he talks about wrestling psychology, that's the stuff I understand.
That's what he knows about. He knows how to make a heel. He knows how to do a promo, and that's part of the reason I would. And I think I'd mentioned this in a different podcast, so I'll keep it brief. But the man is a wordsmith. Rarely does he stumble over his words, and he'll speak for 2 hours because he's very passionate about the subject that he's been involved with for his entire life.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, like, essentially, it's very sad, but women have not been treated fairly by the wrestling industry because up until about 2015,
or the world,
they were essentially, if you were not a porn star, you were not allowed to essentially wrestle. You know
Yeah, it
what
was
I
a
mean?
gimmick. You had to be a busty female, or you had to, like, Lita, I think, was the only one that had any sort of like actual wrestling talent coming up through the Attitude Era, and she was late. Lita came.
Trish Stratus, Gail Kim, there was a couple of them, but I feel like that was the exception, not the rule.
Right. Like, because I do feel like there was a little bit of a push for the ladies in the 90s. Because, excuse me, not the 90s, but the early 2000s. Because, like I said, you had people come in like Trish, Lita. China had always been a legitimate female competitor. So much so that she didn't get mad wrestling the boys. She wanted to wrestle the boys because she didn't really have anybody else. They didn't have the diva thing at the time. She was one of the only females there. So she was like, I want to wrestle, so let me wrestle the boys. And they were fine with it.
But then unfortunately, China left the business. There's a whole other Dark Side of the Ring episode on China.
Oh yeah, on 100%. China. Yeah, just about what happened to China, because her and Triple H were actually a legitimate like love interest there for a minute.
Yeah, I cannot put this enough that, like, if you have seen the HBO series Succession, the WWE's inner workings is like Succession, but like a redneck version of Succession that has happened in real life. Because, like,
oh god, I mean, that is
nuts.
accurate. So
I don't know if you guys know this. Did you know that Vince McMahon's wife, Linda McMahon, is our current Secretary of Education?
It's come up so many times on this podcast. We cannot believe. I mean, it's so dumbfounding that we live in the idiocracy.
We do.
But here we are, Mike Judge. We love you, and your animation is fantastic. But goddamn, did you have to be right? He just had his finger on the pulse of what was happening long before anyone else.
One thing I will say, dude, is I'll commend you for going through and 3D rendering every one of those floor seats, dude. Shout out to you.
Yeah, that stadium is real nice. I definitely like the detail you put on this monitor as well.
Let me go back to the stadium for a second because I had multiple files here open that I wanted to show up.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Like I said, I saw you had like light rigs up. Do you have a cage yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It is.
Dude, this is gonna be awesome. And honestly,
you have a whole fucking stadium.
Yeah, because I am animating a lot of stuff in 3D that I am gonna rotoscope.
Hell
yeah. Okay.
This is all gonna look 2D when it's done.
Right.
But here, let me
see, and Francisco, this is the sort of thing that I was going to talk to you about. Is I think that when we go forward with the Cox in Space, you're thinking in terms of this, right? Like building sets and then having characters in those sets that we make look 2D or like animate in 2D.
Yeah. A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well,
I more so go crazy.
I saw that you like to build sets too. Yeah, so that's what I was like, and then light them well.
And the characters, and then kind of trace over the scenery later, and then kind of add the detail then.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I think that Jack would be down.
Stuff in here that's like random files for like other animations and stuff. Because sometimes I'll do like
This is good. This
I'll do like
I was hoping
freelance animation.
With Frank would be.
And somebody has me paid right now to do like a DC, like a multiverses style animation or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
Good for you, man.
I've got a lot of files in here right now that look like they're from multiverses, and that's why, because they're from multiverses.
Love it.
Fun. I mean,
But
awesome.
shoot.
So you also do commission work?
Sometimes, very rarely, mostly to friends. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't put myself out there too much to it because when I do, it's like I'll get a lot of people who are like, "Hey, I want you to do this and put all of your time and effort into it and whatever."
Right.
And then it's like I don't have the
Like I want
time to
this
do
super
that.
intricate thing and I want it in a week's time.
Right.
Like, dude,
You
fuck
like,
off.
Right.
right, you're gonna have to pay me all
No,
that.
like all this stuff that you're looking at right now, any animation stuff that you are seeing, half of these things, like half of these pieces of furniture took me like maybe a month to do just for one piece of furniture.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, fair,
exactly. If you
fair.
build everything, that's totally the case, which you're
Yeah.
gonna want to do to build your style. Hey guys, just so you know, we're kind of in the
Yeah.
last like 10 minutes of this show. So we are gonna start to move to wrap it up. But Sean, man, it's great to have you. Keep scrolling through your stuff. We're gonna probably talk about that a little bit more in the last few minutes of the show. But do you have anything that you want to like shout out, like either your socials or like your website, that people can reach out to you?
Glitch Hunters Official. Glitch Hunters Official. That's the YouTube channel where you can find
Nice.
stuff for Glitch Hunters, stuff for things we're working on. You can also find me, my work, my comedy at Shawn Will Comedy. Here, let me just show you guys this real quick.
This is also what I wanted to see. Fixations, they are fantastic. We need to see what people have been fixated on. Uh, because
That's one camera
goddamn,
angle
when you have some
on
time and an idea, bro, you made a whole fucking train. Did you do all the interior and exterior as well? I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's gonna be a fight on a train. I had to make a train.
Of
Well,
course,
like
right?
to be
If it,
fair, I don't make everything all the time. There are some times where I like download certain free assets. You know
sure,
what I'm
sure.
saying? But like I
Well,
did make.
that was kind of what my question. I was like, how much?
There to be
I'm
No, of course,
saying
make
because
your
assets
life
I
there
can
easier.
do that for
Yeah,
you.
take the shortcuts that make so
but
you can do the thing
But
you
no,
want
I
to
I
that
make
also
understand.
this
looks good.
Yeah,
train
yeah,
and this tunnel. So that's one camera angle. If I can get the other camera here to like behave and let me pick it.
Well, it was kind of a
Um,
question of how much of that did you build?
how much of the train did I build?
Yeah, percentage wise, like
Um,
approximately.
about most of it. About the only
Okay,
things I didn't build are the interior seats.
okay,
The seats are an asset that I downloaded.
okay. Was so okay, so you built the whole train and then filled it up with an asset. That's fantastic work, man. That's I mean, so and I noticed it on the other pieces too. It's just like the sculpting that you put into doing that. Because I know 3D render, that's one of those things I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do, but uh
Believe it or
working
not,
in
this
three
wasn't
dimensions is such a
sculpting because there
uh,
are some things I have sculpted that I will show. This is actually what's called hard surface modeling, which is
okay,
essentially like just me starting out with a cube
okay.
and then extracting parts off of that cube, if that made
Oh,
sense.
and stretching it out and shaping it. Oh, cool. Okay, gotcha.
that
Um,
makes
guys,
sense.
welcome to Flicking with Frank. This is actually where we get to watch stuff like this happen. So if you do like this show and want it to keep going, comment below. Let's watch through it. Let us know what kind of animation that you're interested into. But yeah, Sean, it's great to have you on here because this is the sort of thing that we are doing to show people how it works, what it does. You don't got to be scared because idiots like us do this sort of stuff all the time. No offense to you guys, but I mean, we're humans that make mistakes, but are capable of doing cool and fantastic things.
Yeah.
Francisco,
So
you have
I was lazy here and I didn't want to make a tunnel that was like long and all drawn out and whatever. So I
okay,
literally just made a loop tunnel.
that's awesome.
And as you can see, it's just in driving in that loop. Um, I don't know why it's not setting the active camera because I am literally clicking set active camera. There's
So you can
supposed to be a camera right here that I'm setting, and it's
right.
not. Why it's not camera select set active camera, and it goes to the wrong camera.
Gotcha.
I don't. What is happening right now?
Francisco, do you have anything that you would like to shout out or shows you have coming up towards the end of July, beginning of August?
I don't have much anytime soon right now.
Okay.
A little teaser. I will be starting to come out into the comedy scene again.
Oh, hell yeah.
August.
Okay.
If any of you are here around the Southeast Michigan area, Toledo area, I'd be hearing a little rumblings about maybe a little road trip. So if you're around the area, guys, check me out. I might be trolling around.
Do
But
you
no,
have any
we got that very good podcast going
the
around.
very good
Catch it
podcast,
on a
which is
Monday.
fantastic? Guys, if you're not current on it, get current. Dylan is on the last episode that has come out, from what I understand. I might be late on the episode.
Ooh,
The road trip episode.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's fun, man. I think he always brings a
Yeah,
wild like ace to the conversation. I want to reach out to him and see if he wants to be on one of these podcasts just to for the wild card aspect, because I was like, I mean, from the jump, I was glued to that episode because I wanted to hear what your boy had to say. So
Yeah. We knew the
he
Dylan
opened with
episode was
midget
gonna be a
porn,
little
my guy. Like I was just like,
yeah. We again, little spoilers.
yeah,
Jake and I paused today, and
okay.
that was a little bit of a topic that
Was it?
watching that episode and at home was not the idea. It was not the move.
That's
But no, we
that
love the show. We've been hanging out. We've been hanging out with all these locals. So if any of
oh
you
cool.
are out here, man, we'll put you on the show.
Yeah, so that's a good reason to book Francisco, is he will bring the into the wild to you, and you get to talk about your day, what you're doing. That's actually how I got familiar with Lisa Green, who is going to be a guest of ours
Yeah.
on the 15th, not here, but on Drawing with Jack, I believe. Um,
I
again,
saw a little bit of a rumbling of that. I like that.
I'm excited to talk with her. She does seem like she's going to be a fun guest. uh, because you guys had a bunch of fun together. Jake is actually coming back on the 5th of August to Drawing with Jack, which you're welcome to come in also. And we're going to be
Ooh.
talking our fresh take on King of the Hill. So, holy crap.
Yes.
Sean,
What
thank
was
you
that?
for switching over to the spider. God damn, you are taking, no, it's not a spider, it's a
Ooh.
crab babyface? Babyface crab? Three
Yes.
face.
This is a creature that actually if I can just pull
Most
up some images real
horrifying
quick.
thing I've ever seen in my fucking
Yeah,
life.
it's on a tank.
Yeah, for the record, this, if you look at the top here, this is the poster for the show called Glitch Hunters.
Yeah.
This is a creature that we call the conscripts.
Oh, Jesus.
It is because there's a lot of creatures in this show that are just because the show takes place in a simulation.
Okay.
Everyone knows that the world they live in is a simulation because of the fact that these monsters are constantly showing up. People are like getting superpowers randomly sometimes. People sometimes are like getting stuck in their floor because they're like clipping into their floor and whatever.
So they're looking for the
These are
glitch.
some of the characters. I'm gonna show these off.
Booker.
Scene is the female pro wrestler who is like super strong and she's holding the championship hostage from Booker, who is the main villain, and the president of the entire world. So he's like, if Vince McMahon was Donald Trump, shit would be worse. That's kind of the idea.
And he's like controlling
So,
the virtual reality. Is that the green hint in his pants?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's like, the whole idea of Booker is that Booker is like, he's kind of like the embodiment of a computer's firewall program. So like he's kind of like the admin. He's like the guy who, like, if the world was a computer, he'd delete you if you're causing a problem. Type of thing. That's literally his power, is a power called retconning, where he can just delete you from the world.
Oh
and the world
no.
will just be like, oh, you weren't real.
You've never been real.
So Strange Weird is these two, Strange Weird and Scene, they're the title characters, the Glitch Hunters. Scene is a female pro wrestler, super strong. Her power is literally that she is as strong as she thinks she is.
Nice.
Strange Weird, he's kind of like the Egon Spangler, if you've ever seen Ghostbusters. He's kind of like the
Okay, yeah.
smart guy of the glitch hunters. He makes the weapons, he makes the technology, he makes all that stuff. And then you have his demon girlfriend, Kate's here.
Okay.
Both of her forms.
Has her demon form and her real form.
Hell yes.
She met him on a call because these guys are like Ghostbusters, essentially, but they get calls for anything glitch related. Like, oh, you're stuck in your floor, we'll send this guy. Or, oh, your blender just grew teeth and is trying to bite you, we'll send these people. So, on a call when he was out by himself, he met her, and she was the first glitch because demons in this world are a type of glitch, right?
Yeah.
And he was the first glitch he's ever met that had sentience and emotions and the ability to communicate. So they kind of have a weird, like, love at first sight kind of thing, you know? Where he says, hey, now, because he's the first time he sees her is as this giant demon form. And he's like, whoa, hey, sweet Kate, whoa, like, chill out now. And she's like, Kate, that's my name? You're giving me a name? Where I come from, if you give me a name, that means it wants to marry me. You know, that type of thing.
And
it wants Mary.
They came together.
So, like, that's, you know, you've got some tropes there from, like, classic anime of that whole, like, love at first sight, random loner type thing, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But 100% for him, it's like he has schizophrenia. So he sees monsters on a regular basis, even without glitches already spawning monsters, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's some in his brain and some outside his brain. I like that balance. Hey guys, so it is
this character.
We did reach the end of the show. This is Flicking with Frank and Shawn Will. I know you have so much more. This is just so fantastic. I'm gonna hang out with you on the Discord after we close so that you can show us more of the stuff you got because that is fun. Yeah, so we're glad that you're here. We're gonna be doing this more. If you're on the Discord with us when this happened, you get to the after hours chat. So come check us out, hang out. We have the Patreon, of course, if you want to help participate, keep this going. CoxandSpace.com. We'll get you there.
I'll
Guys,
try to be on a future episode to talk about this when I'm not late.
So much. Yeah, no, we'll talk about getting you back on because there is obviously so much more for you to see, and I would love to share that with the people who get to watch this as well. So, again, thank you. Francisco, do you have any closing thoughts for us?
I'm super jealous. Our homie here didn't reach out to me because I would love to do some creature creation with you, Blender. You just kept talking some good shit in Blender, man. I just want, like, I'm just out here with my artistic dick out, being like, yeah, show some more shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's exactly why.
Honestly, would love to just keep collabing. Love hanging out with y'all guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
while I didn't get to show much, I did start rotoscoping. I promise I did, guys.
Hell yes. Well, we are going to be back on Fridays. We do have Jack, John with Jack Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then composing with Chandler's on Saturdays. Thank you so much for taking a listen to all of this. We definitely appreciate all of you fans. And here with Logan, Skip Marazzi, Francisco Baranga. Did I get it right? No, I didn't get it right. Baragana. And Shawn.
Hey.
Didn't get it right any other times. Yeah, and Shawn Will. This is number one. I'll get it right. I will get it right. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys.
No, thanks for having me on, man, dude.